Hey there folks, it's your girl, Scribe Not Scribble, back from the dead, and in fact telling not at all any truths whatsoever about the whole being back from the dead, but if anyone cares for an elaboration at all, yes, I am back, but unfortunately death still clings to me, and I don't even know what to say on how I'm feeling at the moment. So to launch into today's questions, at this point I don't even know if anyone on the internet is actually serious, or whether we've all just collectively given up hope for humanity, because so far everything I'm scrolling through seems to be so out of this world in levels of dumbfounded ridiculousness to me. From our first question of, why is it good to judge a person you've never met if he is a neo-Nazi, but wrong to judge someone if they're a Muslim before meeting them? People tell me I shouldn't judge Muslims because I don't know them and maybe I'd like them if I met them. But those same people would judge someone if he had swastikas up and down his body without meeting him. How do you know you wouldn't like him? And I don't know about you, mate, but if you're finding it hard to judge someone who has literal symbols of hate running up and down their whole body, then I don't know what to say to you. And don't try coming at me with the whole, the swastika was originally a peace symbol from the Middle East. If you all were really that genuine and honest in your so-called pursuit of peace, then you wouldn't want anything to do with any such sign that's been mass appropriated with the blood of millions of innocent people's lives and titles. Perhaps when people are saying it's wrong to judge Muslims, they're trying to touch on the whole get to know a person for who they are, not for the actions of a supposed few thing. And until you actually see what's inside a person's mind, it's a bit hard to judge their character. But sure, let's just ignore the fact that there are such levels of evil inside the mind of this literal Nazi over here that it's spilling out across their whole body. And I genuinely hope that I've explained this well enough to understand, because I'm moving on now, and as the proposed lunacy of this whole scenario is too much for me to try and take seriously at this point. Now this next question I have perhaps a slight smidgen more time for, but only because it's a relationship question, and I know that once you get sucked into a certain depth of relationship, you cannot actually see what is normal anymore. So let's go into this one. Is it wrong to not want your husband in the room while you give birth? I know my husband will not take lightly to missing out on that, but when I had my son, he was a complete jerk. He spent the whole time talking about magic cards, played on his phone, made fun of my pain, made me sit through a McDonald's drive-through lineup, clutching on the door in pain, and when I expressed my fear of going to L&D floor, he lost it and started yelling, "No, we are either going to L&D or we are going home." I see videos of other women having babies and their husbands seem so sympathetic, and it makes me angry. My husband wouldn't want to miss out on the birth of our daughter, but he just makes everything worse. And I just don't know what to say in regards to this question. If, by your own admission, your husband just makes everything worse, and you are literally in the worst pain of your life and he's not being helpful at all, then why are you even keeping him around? Like, to reiterate here, when I had my son, he was a complete jerk. He spent the whole time talking about magic cards, playing on his phone, made fun of my pain, and made me sit through a McDonald's drive-through lineup, clutching on the door in pain. That doesn't sound like he particularly cares about being there for your baby's birth. That doesn't sound like he particularly cares at all, which, horrifyingly enough, could only be the best case scenario here. In fact, to view this with not even a touch more cynicism, I would actually call his behaviour abusive and toxic. That is not how you treat a human with respect. That is not acting considerably and with kindness. And the fact that I would happily gamble money on the bet that he wouldn't be treating a stranger how he's treating you, who is meant to be the supposed love of his life, says a lot. Now I'm tired and don't have much tact here, so I'm just going to cut things short. Ditch the guy, sister. He'd be worth more as chopped up meat in your freezer. Not that I'm saying that you should actually go out of your way to kill and eat him though. Murder is an incredibly tricky, if not impossible task to have any hope of getting away with. But by tolerating his actions towards you, you're showing the world that this is acceptable behaviour, and your kids are going to grow up witnessing this and believing that this is what love is supposed to look like. And is this a future you want for your kids? Is this how you want them to treat and be treated by others? Because I can promise you this, unless you throw the whole man out, things are only going to get worse from here. Best of luck out there, guys, and please don't go searching up how to get away with murder on the internet, because the internet's tracking your every move and hidden thought and filing it away forever. Now please kindly excuse me, because on that lovely note, I have some unfinished dying that I desperately need to return to. Until next time, bye!